Hi everyone, Meteorologist Ryan Hoke here with a Saturday morning edition of the Hokey video blog. Some of us have been socked in by fog this morning, and plenty of it. Visibility's got down to under a mile in many places, especially south and just west of Metro Louisville. Things are beginning to improve as that fog mixes out once we get the sun in play here. Let's talk about today's Hokey weather fact. First up, we've got the fact that hurricanes from 1953 to 1978, all of them had female names. During the 1979 season in the Atlantic, that's when they started using alternating male and female names, to which we still do today. So if you look up those hurricanes back in the 50s, the 60s, and most of the 70s, you'll notice they all have one thing in common: female names. You can talk to your friends about that, and that you saw that on today's Hokey weather fact. Outside this morning, fog's still mixing out there. We're under a dense fog advisory till 9 o'clock this morning. By the time you're watching that, or watching this, I should say, most of that should be over with. So, on our Kentucky One Health SkyTrack camera, things look pretty good. Doppler radar is pretty good too. Got a couple of clouds trying to move in at the upper levels, but you'll see they're trying to break apart though as they move toward us. We've got high pressure over the Virginias at this point, and that's going to help keep things at bay for us today. So mostly sunny skies will be the rule. Notice how those storms out near Kansas City pretty much fizzling out at this point, so no problems from those as we head throughout today. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast. We get up to 88 this afternoon, and we'll basically stay there for a few hours today. So if you're heading out to those events, it's not going to be overly hot and not overly humid, but it's going to feel summer-like for sure out there, especially with the sun shining on you. By Sunday, things do change as we see the clouds begin to increase ahead of a couple of waves of energy moving through. This first wave of energy moves through late Sunday into early Monday. Now, we're trying to pinpoint these storm chances the best we can. I think Futurecast is being overzealous with what comes in during the afternoon. I've kept most of Sunday dry until after 9 or 10 o'clock, and that's when I do think we'll be watching the radar for storms moving in out of Illinois and Indiana. You'll see them here. They may be a line or two of storms moving through. These could be on the strong side, and these are going to be with the first wave of energy moving through. And that's why the Storm Prediction Center has put us under a marginal risk of severe weather on late Sunday. They've put us in another risk area on Monday for basically our eastern counties. We'll see how that shapes up based on the morning's storm activity, because that always affects the afternoon. So we don't like to make those judgments too early. We got to get through that morning line of storms first before we can tell you really in detail what's going to be happening by Monday afternoon. So here's the look of the 7-day forecast at this point. You'll see that this afternoon we're keeping those skies mostly sunny, so if you're heading out to St. Joe's Picnic, doesn't look too bad. In fact, as we go throughout, say after 9 o'clock, we'll be dropping into the 70s, so if you're heading out there late, it's going to feel pretty good out there. The Street Rod Nationals also happening today, and we'll be up there in the 80s this afternoon for that event as well. For Sunday, we've got the Flea Off Market continuing there. I drove by that last night. It was a pretty cool event. Need to go there at some point. And you'll see that we've got partly sunny skies tomorrow. Temperatures inch up toward 90 degrees, and I do think our storm chance doesn't really arrive until after the sun sets. So you should be fine there. Monday's our best chance of storms. Tuesday, we start to feed off of that cooler air behind that front and that wave of energy moving through, generating Monday's storms. So by Wednesday, the core of the cool air and the high pressure is over us, and that's good news because that is the start of school for the kiddos at JCPS. 65 degrees for the ride in. Oh, that's going to feel good. 82 for the afternoon, but here's the deal. I think a lot of folks could stay in the 70s for highs on Wednesday. So that crisp morning with the clear skies, that's going to be good for viewing the Perseids meteor shower. That's going to be on Wednesday morning between midnight and 6, the peak viewing time, up to 60 meteors per hour, almost one a minute there. And that's going to be caused by us being in the tail of the Swift-Tuttle comet. The debris from that's going to be moving through the upper atmosphere, burning up as it does so, hence the meteor shower. So as we go throughout your Thursday and your Friday after this very nice Wednesday, we'll become a little more seasonable. We'll be in the mid-80s, but still pretty nice with fairly low humidity. Here's the 14-day earliest alert outlook, and you'll see that we've got 80s throughout much of that next week. In fact, I've kept it in the 80s throughout the entire thing. I've taken out any sign of the 90s there. we could have a dry stretch of weather between two Tuesdays, so basically this upcoming Tuesday and the next Tuesday, and that'd be a solid week of dry weather there. Not guaranteed. We'll have to see what happens during the weekend. I almost put a storm chance in there on Sunday, but I took it out because some of the models are hinting at this point that the high pressure is going to be more stout. It's going to stay in place, especially the Euro model. So I've taken that out, and I've really kept us dry till that Wednesday when we get a pretty good shot of storms in here. And that could leave us with a storm chance throughout the Thursday and the Friday of the 20th and the 21st as well. We're the only station that gives you 14 days of weather here on Wave 3 News, and hopefully that helps you plan as we go throughout the month of August. That's it for now. I'm meteorologist Ryan Hoke. We'll have more for you tonight on Wave 3 News at 6 and 11. Andy Weingarten will be here, and I'll be back bright and early on Wave 3 News Weekend Sunrise Sunday morning from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Have a great Saturday.